What happened? What? 5 hours is up? You mean for my test? My Nclex exam? You mean I already used up the 5 hours already? Hi, I'm Moets, creator of Moets Cove, where I offer you tips to help you live and let live in this one life to live. Have you ever ran out of time on an exam? I mean, are you a slow test taker like me? How about run out of time on the Nclex RN exam? But you still passed. Oh my God. Let me tell you. This is going to be a story time. I was going to just do a video on giving you, test tips and everything like that. That's the previous video. But then I said, I have to give you guys the story. The story to this running out of time. Can you still pass the Nclex if you run out of time? That's what happened to me. I ran out of the 5 hours they give you. No, I'm not talking about the machine shutting off on you because it has determined that you passed or failed. No, I'm talking about the machine shutting off on you because you ran out of time. At question 177, and it still hasn't determined if you passed or failed. Has that ever happened to you? Listen, you just graduated from nursing school or you've been out of school. It's like an anniversary date. Really? When I booked my exam and I knew that date, right then and there I said, okay, on this date, I take the Nclex RN exam. I have roughly 2.5 months to cram, get this thing down to a science. You only give yourself a month to take the exam. Then you should be studying like every day, like 5 hours. Listen, I was in nursing school paying out of pocket. I ain't getting no scholarship. I wasn't about to be spending extra money on things unnecessary. All I need is the formula to pass, okay? That was it. When I was in school, we did ATI. It's good. And then when I graduated school, nursing school, I took some time for myself because I needed a break. Okay. But when I wanted to go and take my Nclex exam, prior to, or when I was in school, of course, everybody does that. Everybody's reading all the nursing books, Hearst, you name it, ATI, you name it, because first you got to pass the exit exam in your school. Anybody that knows me, that asks me, what did you use to pass the Nclex exam? I'm like, after I graduated in nursing school in 2018, I took 6 weeks off to clear my mind. Then, and then the whole 6 weeks, I didn't break not one nursing book. I did not study. Then, when I was ready to go and take that Nclex, because you'd be bombarded. All your classmates that graduated, that's taking exams, people are calling me, oh, took out my calendar, said, I definitely don't want to take it around Christmas. The 3 months I gave myself to take the exam, I gave myself 3 months after I graduated school, 2018. I didn't go take the exam right away. I gave myself 6 weeks off. Them nursing girls are serious. You need a break. After I got my 6 weeks, got my mind right, it's time to make money. I have to pass the exam. Prior to purchasing UWORLD, I was using ATI. I don't know, some schools are familiar with it. It's another thing, another nursing tool to use to study. And one of my friends from school called and said, oh, I just passed my exam. I'm like, well, what did you use? They was like, I've been had UWORLD even when we were in school. I was like, oh, she ain't tell me about it. But she been had UWORLD even when we was in school and she was studying from it. So I said, okay, well, I'm tired of studying with the ATI. Let me go get the UWORLD. The day I purchased the UWORLD, it was the same day that I also made the exam date. And I'm telling you, UWORLD, first of all, UWORLD is harder than the Nclex. Did you hear me? UWORLD is harder than the Nclex. If you can master UWORLD, you walk into the Nclex exam room like nothing. Like nothing. If you master UWORLD, this is how UWORLD works. Okay. When you purchase it, they have different plans. They have a 3-month plan. They have a 1-month plan. They have different plans. The plan I picked was 3 months. And in the 3 months, at the end of the 3 months, you take a comprehensive exam or something to see if you are eligible or fit to pass the Nclex. It's like a little marker to find out if you are good enough to pass the Nclex. So I purchased the 3 months. I didn't even use the whole 3 months. Because unfortunately, my exam, when I booked it, it was roughly not a full 3 months. It was like 2 months and 3 weeks. Almost 3 months. But the packet is for 3 months. And you go on your own pace. There's many subjects. And after you after you go through the whole, UWORLD, you take that comprehensive exam, and that will tell you if you're ready for the Nclex or not. After my 2 months of doing UWORLD, and I'm telling you, UWORLD used to make me cry. I couldn't stand it. I was like, this is UWORLD? I can imagine what the Nclex is going to be like. I used to cry during UWORLD because I couldn't understand the bloody rationales. I would pick, especially those select all that apply questions, I would pick an answer, my answers, and the machine would tell me, no, it's not. And I'm like, UWORLD, what do you mean? I used to be so frustrated with UWORLD, but it's hands down the best thing ever. Let me tell you something else. So when my 3 months or so came up, whatever, and I took that comprehensive exam to tell you if you're ready for the Nclex, you know what UWORLD told me? I was not ready. I had below passing on the UWORLD comprehensive exam that you take to see if you're eligible for Nclex, if you fit, if they think you're good enough. When I took it, it said I'm not good enough. My mistake was I took it literally 3 days before my exam. So here I am. I take the comprehensive exam finally from UWORLD, and it tells me, I'm so sorry. Depending on these grades that you just got, you're not going to pass the Nclex exam. Mind you, my Nclex exam is in 3 days. I took the comprehensive exam for UWORLD to determine if you're qualified to pass the Nclex or not 3 days before my Nclex RN exam. And it told me, no, you will fail. I had a low grade. I didn't pass. And I'm like, so what do I do now? You have 24 hours to change the test date if you want to, without penalties or stuff like that. I think you have 24 hours or so. I had 3 days, and I was like, I don't care what UWORLD says. I have been dreaming about that date that I had set, praying about that date, fearing about that date. I'm taking that exam. So you see, UWORLD was right though. I wasn't ready. I failed the comprehensive exam that you take at the end of the 3 months to show if you're ready for the Nclex. I failed it. I wasn't ready. UWORLD was right. But I had taken it 3 days before my exam. And I was definitely just going to go and take it. I prayed those 3 days like I've never prayed before. Try to cram that UWORLD like I never did before. And when I took that exam, and I'm telling you, I was sweating bullets in that exam room. Ran out of the 5 hours at question 177. The machine just shut off. Actually, when I was on question 120, and I saw that I only had 1 more hour to go, you couldn't tell me to stop crying in my head, to stop crying in my head. I was crying in my head while I was taking the exam because I only had like 1 hour and I was on question 125. And I'm like, when is this machine going to shut off because it has determined that I passed or not? And it kept on going all the way to question 177. And then the timer, because you'll see the time, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, boom, game over. Okay, so I had to stop talking. This R.O.O.T, run out of time rule, is by the Nclex. You have to have answered at the minimum of 65 questions or more. And if you run out of time, they will determine the last 60 questions to see if you are above the passing standard for Nclex to determine if you pass or failed if you run out of the 5 hours they gave you. I encourage all new nurses, take your time, relax. That's what saved me. Even though I ran out of time, I still took my time and I still passed. Good luck.